Today we're going to talk about angles, and for that I'm going to need this type of tool called a protractor, and we're going to do a little bit of work on my iPad and some drawing on paper. So I want to start by talking about the most perfect angle of all, which is the right angle. And when I think of right angles, I think of squares and rectangles, because every single corner is exactly the same. They are perfect 90-degree angles. They look like perfect L's, like this is a backwards L. Here's another one, perfect L, every corner. As opposed to this trapezoid, you see how the corners aren't so perfect? They either go in too much or they come out. Those are different kinds of angles. I'm going to talk about those real quick. So, for example, this one over here. This is an acute angle. Acute, people tend to think of things as small as cute, but it's any angle that is between 0 degrees all the way up to, well, this is a perfect 90-degree angle, so anything that's less than that. So even this much, that's still an acute angle because it's less than 90 degrees. Okay? Versus an obtuse angle, which is bigger than 90 degrees. So let's look again. This would have made it a perfect 90-degree angle. So anything more than that, even if it's only a little bit by 1 degree, this is an obtuse angle. Anything that's bigger, anything at all. If it's bigger than 90 degrees, it's obtuse. More than 90 degrees. If it's acute, that means it's less than 90 degrees. Anything from 0 to 89.999999999, those are all acute angles. But if it's a perfect 90-degree angle, if it's perfect, we call it a right angle. It's perfect right angles. And all squares and rectangles have perfect right angles. It's going to be real important to try and recognize these types of angles and shapes because, well, you need to know the angles because when we start talking about shapes and geometry, you have to learn to recognize them. So let's pick a funny looking shape. Let's try this one. And this one has 6 sides. I'm going to stretch it out. And I can see different kinds of angles in it. I see big angles that look stretched out. Those are obtuse. They're bigger than 90 degrees. Let's try another shape. Ooh, let's try this lovely triangle because I bet I can get some different angles with that. And I do see one angle here that's more than 90, but I also see one that's less than 90. That's an acute angle, and that's an acute angle. So in my next video, we're going to actually talk about how to measure up these angles.